Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And I'm kind of laughing because it's not funny, but there's so much to read on at the moment. Meghan, of course, all over the front pages, TV, and being pilloried all over the place, and not just in the UK press, the American press, the Australian, German, French, Italian, South African. She's getting a real thrashing in the media, and surprising. She, of course, is promoting her podcast heavily. She's just released the second one with Mariah Carey. And, of course, the Cut interview has not done exactly what she thought it was going to do. So I'm going to be reading on that again. And the latest outrage, again South African based, is the Mandela family expressing surprise about her claim that somebody at the Lion King premiere, do you remember that appalling day when she was in that dress? She looked like she's been squeezed into it. Back fat bursting out, broken seams bursting. Harry was supposed to be at a memorial service involving the Royal Marines, and he dumped them at very short notice to go to the Lion King premiere to tout for business for his lovely wife. Voice work. One of the low points in the Harkle life cycle, in my opinion. And let's hasten to remind you that this is a tarot reading just for entertainment purposes, or speculation, or gossip, for amusement, for entertainment, and please do read the disclaimer in the box below and form your own opinions about the Harkles. And New Palladini Tarot is on the tarot table for this reading. And Nelson Mandela, of course, I've lost my train of thought now. The incident that I'm referring to is Meghan's claim in the Cut interview that somebody, a South African actor, came up to her at that premiere when she was busy touting for business and said, "Oh, in South Africa, we celebrated your wedding to Prince Harry with as much as enthusiasm, which was the same level as Nelson Mandela's release from prison." And at that, there was a collective gasp of horror in South Africa. I can remember Nelson Mandela's release from prison. I can remember the build-up to it. I can remember the energy in the country. I can remember that day vividly. I can also remember Meghan Markle's wedding day, and the two are really quite different. But that's just my humble opinion as a mad tarot reader. Nelson Mandela's son Mandela came out and said he was surprised at Meghan Markle's remarks about her wedding. And as he pointed out, the celebration in South Africa when Nelson Mandela was released after 27 years in prison was based on overcoming 350 years of colonialism and 60 years of apartheid. Whereas basically he didn't say this, I'm going to say it because it's my tarot reading and it's my opinion. Basically, Meghan's great achievement was to bed a prince, a dumb, half-baked prince, have sex with him and force a wedding, in my opinion. Quite different. She lasted 72 days. She managed to put in 2 days as a working royal. Nelson Mandela, of course, 27 years in prison, and then the rest of his life devoted to achieving peace in South Africa, the Rainbow Nation, and striving to make sure that the worst case scenario, and a lot of people predicted all kinds of terrible things, civil war and a bloodbath, doing his best to bring the country together. What has Meghan Markle achieved other than, as I say, bedding a prince who is quite ready to basically jump into the sack with anyone, by all accounts? So let's get that out the way and remind you that this is just my opinion. And then we'll do a reading. I'm going to look and see how surprised is she by the backlash from, of course, the Archie Fire story, and now this Mandela story. Is she surprised? Is she going to respond, or how is she going to respond? There is talk that there was a meeting, a panic sort of emergency meeting about the fire story. Somebody has now been found to come out and say, "Ooh, I saw the melted heater," and she leapt out of the car and raced to Archie One of her security people has been found to say that anonymously. Omid, of course, is also scrambling to save the "I lost my dad" story and claiming that that's not what she meant. So Omid has been set out to work to try and walk that back. So I'm going to look and see. Apparently they're having an emergency meeting, and should they apologise to South Africa? It doesn't sound like they're going to, when she has managed to find someone who saw the melted heater. So we're going to look at that, and then we're also going to look at, and I need to shuffle again, we're going to look at the question that is most important for me, actually. How sane is she? How rational is she at the moment? Because she seems to have jumped the shark. So has she jumped the shark? Has she gone, la la, this is my unprofessional opinion, I'm not diagnosing, I am not a medical expert, this is not any attempt to make a medical diagnosis of her mental health state. I'm just asking the universe through the tarot, what is her state of mind? Because it sounds like she was smoking her socks. It sounds also, in my opinion, that she wrote or Ghost wrote that ridiculous cut interview article. Sent notes anyway to the woman who wrote it, and pointers, and so I want to know her state of mind in this reading and the outcome. I've rambled on enough. The outcome for her of this backlash about the Mandela thing in particular, and what it's going to do for her brand, because she's all about the brand. And that's all she knows and all she is interested in, my opinion. Deep breath, calm down. Death in reverse. Underlying energy. Stuck. Oh, and let's bring out its bedfellow, seeing as we're talking about bedfellows, really. The Five of Pentacles. Death in reverse is being stuck in a cycle. Should change, should give up, should let go, should allow life to push you forward into something. Let go of the past, get over it, move on. I think everybody now is chanting that. Get over it, move on. But she won't. She will not. She is fixated on the story. There she is, riding that white horse, that horse of death, and always that flag that this horse carries in the New Palladini Tarot. Very English royal symbolism there. Interesting. I know you comment on it in the comments. And then, of course, the Five of Pentacles, outcast, being banished, being shamed, being exiled, being broken financially, being ruined. The happy couple, off they go into the blizzard, away from that lovely stained glass window where the royal family resides, and the rest of us. And someone pointed out in one of the forums that I frequent that if she had jumped the shark 5 years ago, well, not jumped the shark, but if she had been kicked out and had her downfall 5 years ago, if the royals had released all the information they allegedly have on her and her not so glorious past, her rather murky past, she would have been done, she would have been finished, and a few thousand people might have noticed. But now, because we have all suffered through the Oprah interview and Megxit and all the rest of the nonsense, the podcasts and the silliness that they have been up to, the Harkles, basically the whole world is watching. And universe teaches, and universe is teaching the whole world. Anyway, situation, Meghan's point of view, Three of Pentacles, work, collaboration, teamwork, got her little team together. I think they're in a huddle with that card and trying to fix this. Meetings, Three of Pentacles, always for me is meetings. She does seem to like meetings. So I can imagine there are what they call all hands meetings. And who's being blamed, who's being shouted at. They've probably got the whiteboard out. And Meghan, who is by no means a PR expert, but seems to think she is probably designing some kind of response. As I say, Omid's been set out to work to earn his keep. This anonymous security person also been set out to earn his or her keep. Somebody she's got in her pocket. Let's see, how does she feel about this? Is she surprised? Is she aghast? Does she not care? This backlash. Four of Cups. It's kind of an apathetic energy. Somebody offers you something and you don't really feel like it. Bored, indifferent, lethargic kind of thing. But it's rejection. It's rejection. And I think she is surprised at the level of rejection that has come her way. She's offering us this cup. Look how I have suffered. Baby Archie nearly died in a fire in South Africa, even though he wasn't in the room. There weren't fire alarms. We had to move to a better housing unit, allegedly. And look, I offered you this cup and you don't want it. And look, I offered you another cup with a cut interview and you don't want it. I told you how magnificent I was, and I've posed and preened, and I've managed to look like Princess Diana, but I've ended up looking like Elizabeth Holmes in my black polo neck. I look as psycho as she does, with those mad eyes that apparently have had some kind of fox surgery, whatever that is. She does look quite rabid, like a rabid fox. And my opinion, for entertainment purposes, so rejection, she's feeling the rejection. This isn't the tower, this isn't death, although we have underlying energy of death. It's not massive, but I don't think she's capable of feeling massive shock and horror and dismay. Perhaps people around her, her little team around her, are saying, perhaps we should do something. But it's negligible, the impact. I'm struggling to say that because I'm getting myself worked up now in this reading. So that is her feeling about it. So her response, what's she going to do? Is she going to apologize? Ooh, that's a big response. That's a big response, Ace of Cups. She's going to get all emotional about it, and perhaps there is going to be an apology. Perhaps someone is going to persuade her that she actually does need to apologize to people involved, that she has misrepresented, misquoted, misstated, stories that she has blown out of all proportion, country that she has basically maligned. Prince Charles, she has maligned him as well. She has maligned the royal reporters. She's had a pretty thorough going at annoying people who have done nothing to deserve it. So Ace of Cups, that's an offer of contrition that could well be an apology, but it's going to be all about me, and I was so upset because it's emotion. It's just an enormous amount of emotion, and overflowing emotion in the Ace of Cups. Me, and of course you love me. And I was just emotional about it because I'm such a good mother, and I was so stricken and so upset. I didn't mean it. It was just my subjective statement of my feelings. There you go. I think we're going to get one of those. I doubt it will be from her herself. Lawyers again, perhaps some sort of note, or an anonymous source might say, express this feeling. And so the question that really fascinates me at the moment is, what is her state of mind? How mentally well is she, according to Universe, the Tarot, entertainment purposes, unprofessional opinion? Knight of Pentacles. Well, it doesn't mean crazy. Knight of Pentacles isn't a crazy card. It's stable. It is stable. This is her path that she's chosen and that she's on. She's clutching her pentacle and she's riding that horse, and she's determined to reach her goal. This is planned. This is strategic. It's under the Three of Pentacles, which is the working together card, for a goal, for a common goal. The Knight of Pentacles is determined to reach his goal. He gets there very slowly, and she is getting somewhere very slowly, but it is determined. It's determined energy and very focused energy, clutching that pentacle. Her eye is on that pentacle. That's what she wants. She wants a particular goal, and this is her way of getting there. It may seem absolutely batshit crazy to me, to you, to everybody else, but to her, this is the way to do it. This is the plan. She's got it all mapped out. So she's not smoking her socks. She's not medicated. She may be, but this is not the energy that the cards are wanting to convey. The cards are wanting to convey to us that this is her plan. She's determined, focused, hell-bent on getting to where she's getting. And so quite interesting. Quite interesting. And the outcome for her of all this bad press, this backlash at the moment, what is it going to do? The Fool. Well, it is going to cause her trouble because she's trying to reinvent herself at the moment. And the Fool is reinventing yourself, starting your new journey. Off you go. Enthusiastically. There's that rose again. Where did we see it? There in the death card, just by the way. A snap, you could say. So she's off. She's trying to, but Fool card is in reverse. No, your path is blocked. You don't get another chance. You don't get to start again. And also you look like a fool. And this is the outcome of this. And it's interesting, it's sitting under the Four of Cups. People rejecting what she's saying. They're not buying it, this cup of love. She's going to max the cup now in her response. There's a small cup that people are saying, I'm sorry, don't want. Big cup coming out. There's going to be a big story, actually. Scratch that apology and lawyers and all the rest of it. There is going to be a huge pity fest coming. Huge. But people aren't going to believe it. They aren't going to buy it. They're going to say, no, she fooled us once, she's not going to fool us twice. And I wish I could repeat the George Bush mangling of that quote. But I won't. But anyway, she's not going to get that fresh start. She's not going to get the sympathy that she's going to be playing for with that Ace of Cups. She is going to fail, and people are going to say she's stupid, she's foolish, she's reckless, can't trust her, doesn't know what she's doing, doesn't know where she's going. She's on a path, but the Fool is starting a new adventure when he's upright. The path that she thinks she's on in this hidden energy, mental state energy, is blocked. Her way ahead is blocked, like a huge rockfall crash ahead of her, because of these insults that she's lobbed and tossed out, these truth bombs that she thinks she can just say, because nobody in the sense of the royal family is not saying anything and not doing anything to stop her. And that leads me nicely to my next reading of this. It is a Tuesday afternoon. Prince William, and what he might be wanting to do, and who might be stopping him from doing what he wants to do to stop Meghan and Harry. That's the reading. Thank you for watching. I'll see you over on the next one.